Okay, so test 1 2. Another mic quick, so I've already checked. Haha, I am prepared. Okay, so I'm back. I'm back. Whilst I got this opportunity to use my dad's microphone and stuff, I thought I'd make a video because it's been ages. The time is now at this current time. 14? I'll start that again. It's 2:04, but on my computer it's showing as 14:04. And right next to that, my battery charge is showing 44%. So that probably means nothing to most people, but to me, the numbers 44 have been very significant on my journey. On my days, I just looked at the time of the recording; it was 44 as well. Coincidence, synchronization, doesn't really matter what you believe. It's just something I feel, and I can't always explain what I feel or why I feel, but it just is, and I accept that. So why am I making this video? I'm making this video because it's been ages, and I just want to give people a bit of an update on where I'm at and share some love and value, really. So if it's your first time viewing or hearing me in this way, I just want to say I'm grateful that you're here and taking the time to share your breath with me. I am a human, just like the rest of us, unless you're an alien. It's questionable whether I'm human or alien. I guess, yeah, it doesn't matter, but we'll continue going. So, I am a human that is a passionate cultivator of practical value, and more than anything in the area, the sort of focus and intention around wellness, lifestyle, sort of things like this, and healing. So that's kind of what I'm about more than anything. This journey has been absolutely challenging and wonderful all at the same time. But I am absolutely grateful nonetheless. I've met some amazing beings on this journey, and I'm very excited for what is to come, making the most of this present moment at this time. So, I've just had an interview with BBC Radio 4 regarding my relation to Will Blunderfield, who is one of my mentors. Will is an awesome man, and I have a great deal of respect for him. He shares value on topics that are very heavily censored. He is probably the most censored person you could find on Instagram, if you can find him. His work very much revolves around sexuality, and this is a very suppressed and distorted area, I guess. So I'm really grateful to be part of his journey and part of this journey of life itself and the awareness that is coming forth around this. In the interview, we sort of came to an agreement that there's a lot of stuff around female sexuality and the healing of these sexual traumas and things like this for women, and that is wonderful, and I'm so grateful to see that rising and becoming more apparent. And something that we highlight was that actually for men that's not something that's so apparent. So this is an area that is in the shadow, you could say, at this current moment in time, but I am working alongside other amazing beings to illuminate this, so that we can restore and heal men who've gone through things like this as well. Like for myself, I was sexually abused at a young age, and I was circumcised without my consent as a small child, and both these these traumas really have had a huge impact on my on the development of my sex organ, and my relation to that and everything. So this healing is has been well needed for myself. It's still an ongoing process, but I've released so much shame and so much guilt, and have been blessed with the empowerment of wisdom that has allowed me to connect with my sex organ, cultivate and restore the vitality of that, which is a daily ongoing cultivation. And I'm so grateful to be empowered in this way, and that is something that I really want to be able to share with other men across the world, really. Just any brothers and sisters out there. I guess we're sort of specifically talking about brothers in this case, of it being a male sex organ, because like I said, I'm a passionate cultivator of practical value, and this has been of huge value to myself, and it's something that is so overlooked in our society. And there can be a lot of distortion around this, because there's labels that exist, such as whether we're gay or whether we're straight or whether we're bisexual, and I have no issue with anybody who decides to use these labels, but for myself, I choose to not, and that's a personal decision that I feel benefits me a lot, because I don't feel like I have to, or I do identify with any of them particularly. I get a lot of value out of erotically bonding with men, but I'm also really desire to have a family someday and impregnate a woman or women, who would like to have my children, and but at the same time, I also steel sharpening steel, men coming together and erotically bonding and cultivating sexual energy has been absolutely significant, and something that I'm really grateful to have partaken in. And I know straight away the left brain comes in and wants to categorise us and say, oh well, that must make you gay, or that must make you this or that. Well, I think sometimes it's good to carry a model of a brain that you can split in half, and take the left brain and put it on your shoulder and just give it a little stroke and tell it to relax and let it chill out a bit, because it doesn't always need to it doesn't always support us in every single way. The left brain is brilliant. It's about it reasons, it makes sense of, it measures, it's what helps us get to places on time. It's extremely valuable. You cannot deny the power and the importance of the left brain. It is there for a reason. But we should also honour the right brain, which is more of the intuitive side. So we have our logic and our intuition, and I'm very connected to my intuition, and that's something that I tend to follow, even when my logical brain can't quite understand it, which my logical brain can be very annoyed about sometimes. But I remind my logical brain that, or the left side of my brain, that the right brain is so important, and it's here to serve. It's just like the masculine and the feminine, both energies have something to offer, and they're different, but they both complement each other in so many ways. So I'm here just basically to give a bit of an update where I'm at in my life at the moment. I've talked around quite a few things already, but yeah, I am here. I'm in Otley, living back with my dad at the moment, which is proving to be really, really nice to be back out of the city, and just closer to nature, and also to be with my dad and my brother has been really nice. There's challenges that come along with that, of course. Fortunately, my emotional maturity, tolerance and things like this are very well developed, and that is serving me profoundly. But yeah, I am free of many overheads at the moment, which is giving me more time to cultivate the awarenesses, and I'm studying a lot, so I'm fortunate to be in this position that I am. I'm very grateful for that. So I am basically at the moment studying quite a few things. It seems like the studies never stop, because there's just so much to learn about, and I I would say that I struggle to focus on one thing. I would definitely say that, because I'm very multifaceted and multi-passionate, and to just focus on one thing is just not really my style. There's probably some deeper reflection to go into this where I can maybe narrow a few more things down, but currently at this time there's just so many things that are fascinating me. I'm starting a course tomorrow, which is with the basically understanding the four masculine archetypes, which is the warrior, the chieftain, the forager, and the magician. That can be put in different ways, or I think we call it the hunter instead of the warrior. But yeah, I'm doing that with a guy called Joe Aston, who is my Reiki master's husband, and I'm really excited to start that. That's basically going to give me a real good insight into these 4 archetypes that I can use to support my own psyche and figure out where I may be struggling, and in doing so provide me skills so that I can support other people. I am also taking part in a 5-day course with the Inner Leadership Academy, which is a free offering, which is such a beautiful thing, and I'm really grateful to be a part of that. So I'm going to learn loads of great skills there. I'm also joined up with the Astral Academy, because recently I've been called to learn to astral project, which is a phenomenon, which is essentially a disembodied experience where we get to experience, it's called an out-of-body experience, which is sort of initiated by the person, and I mean that's something that I've just always been really fascinated by. I wouldn't say always, but since learning about it, it's been something I've been fascinated by, and I have this sort of feeling that, I'm probably going to spend about at least a quarter of my life sleeping. So how amazing would it be to be able to use that time where my body's resting to be able to venture outside of the physical the physical realm or the physical vessel and go explore other dimensions and connect with past relatives, explore the Akashic library, connect with my higher self, so many different things. So that's a real fascination, which I'm embarking on, and I've paid quite a lot of money for this education, but I'm very committed to getting educated and learning, and also paying my way and providing value for these people that are providing great value to myself. So yeah, these are general fascinations. I'm studying a lot of other things as well, and also doing my best to balance my life and make time for friends and family and all these other responsibilities. And to be honest, I don't think I'm balancing that very well at all at the moment, but it's something that I am in the daily process of restoring and creating that balance, and the main way that I'm going about that at the moment is simply by measuring. I'm measuring triggers. I'm measuring how I'm spending and spending my money, but also any money that I receive. I'm also doing this with maybe thoughts that I'm having that I don't feel are serving me, or ones that are serving me that I want to continue to empower. It could be actions that I'm measuring. Really just going through a process of introspection, I guess, to find out or to delve deeper into my psyche, to say, okay, look, well, these are my genuine actions, and by confronting myself with these actions, thoughts, words, spending habits, triggers, I can. It's like a feedback which is helping me to see where I could maybe improve, or it's such an interesting process, because rather than striving to make this change and having to fight all this resistance, simply all I'm doing is measuring, observing the results, and that is informing my internal world, which is then creating changes in my feeling world, which is then informing my actions, thoughts and words. So it's an interesting process that I'm going through, rather than using willpower to, oh, I must change this and I'm going to fight against all this resistance. Rather than going through that, because that doesn't feel very harmonized to me, I'm actually just simply measuring, and through the measuring process, gradual change is arriving, and I'm accepting the gradual change and grateful for that, rather than needing this instantaneous, forced change in my life, because that, as I said, doesn't feel very harmonized. So I'm very grateful to be on the path that I'm on, and to have the mentors and teachers surrounding me that have this great wisdom and love to share, and I feel that I'm on a very good path, and yeah, there's just honestly a huge amount of gratitude there, and I hope to really, my true hope is to extend this love and awareness to people that are open to receiving it. I'm not looking to bring any horses to water that don't want to drink. It's like, if the horse has come to the water and it wants to drink, let it drink. And I when I was younger, I used to have this vision of helping thousands of people, and how that felt quite pressured. And now honestly, if I make one person smile a day by being me, if I help a single individual uplift their reality, give them an aha moment, or just support them to in any way, then genuinely I'm grateful, and I think that sort of humbleness is something that I really appreciate. I definitely went through a phase when I was younger of being extremely spiritually arrogant, and thinking, no, this is how it's done and this is the way. And I apologise to anybody that I hurt, or anybody that I hurt in that process. I was part of an extremely beautiful and great friendship group that I disconnected from due to where I was at that time, and ultimately I didn't want to hurt them people anymore, and I felt that we were on different vibrations, which we very much were. So I'm grateful that I did actually pull myself away from that, because the place I was in was not healthy, and I was, as I said, very spiritually arrogant, saying, nope, this is how it is, and blah blah blah. And that was not harmonized, because everybody has their own truth. What is right for me may not be right for you, and this is one of the reasons that I like to be my own scientist. I like to experiment and explore, because somebody can tell you something, and you might think, oh, that's how it is, but unless you put that into practice and experiment with it, how do you know that's for you? And how does somebody else know exactly what is right for you? They might perceive to, with their awareness, and they could be right, but also everybody's here for a different reason, and my reason for being here may be different to yours, and that's okay. I accept you, and I love you, and I accept and love myself, and that's something I've had to work on a lot, and I don't always get it right. No, I really don't always get it right. I get it wrong quite often, and that's okay, because I accept that too. And as I said, I measure and I take time to introspect and reflect and go deeper into why it is I maybe have these feelings, or really just explore, because a lot of the time it comes down to childhood wounds, and really, that person who said that thing and that made you feel hurt, it's often, or it never really is actually about them. It's actually about us, and if we can take radical responsibility for our own feelings and our own reality, then you're essentially giving your power back. You already have the power, but we give it away as we go through life. But that's not necessary. Maybe we don't do that. But for myself on my own journey, I have given my power away a lot, and I'm in a process of reclaiming that power. And that whole process is really just about taking self-responsibility essentially. And that's a wonderful thing, because when you have responsibility, the power is yours to make the changes in your life that you want to make, or whatever it is. You know, it's your responsibility. And I used to reject that a lot because I wanted to be a victim to it. I didn't want, not that I necessarily wanted to be a victim to it, but it was harder to accept that I had power over this than it was to blame that person. But that will always leave you in a victim state, and it's hard to enjoy life when you're in a victim state. It can be challenging to accept responsibility for things happening in your life, but ultimately when we do that, it creates... it allows us the potential to be the master, to be the ultimate creator of our reality. So I think I'm sort of coming to the end of what I wanted to share here. I love everyone. We are all brothers and sisters, cosmically connected. There is no separation, although there also is, and it's supposed to be that way, but ultimately, we're all one, and my heart goes out to each of you, and I hope that everyone can find peace in their mind and hearts, and enjoy their experience of life, because it is sensational, truly. And one day we won't be here having this human experience. We'll, what I respect what everybody else's beliefs around what they think will happen. For me personally, I think we're going to go back up to our higher self. Not that that's on a pedestal and we're lower than that, because we are literally pushing the bounds of consciousness right now. You in your human experience, you are. This hasn't been done before. You are creating. I'm sort of losing my way with that a little bit, but let's enjoy this human experience. Let's harmonize and stop demonizing everything. I found myself doing that a lot when I was younger, demonizing things like anger. Anger's terrible. No, anger's here to teach us something. Fluoride, terrible, absolutely demonic. No, actually, fluoride's amazing for your enamel of your teeth, but it's also a neurotoxin. So, how can we find a way around that? Well, there's plenty of ways, I'm sure, but more to be discovered and explored. I am about to continue rambling, but I'm also about to not, because I've just made myself aware of that. I hope you've enjoyed this catch up, and I'm sending my love to everyone, as I say, to the infinite consciousness that is. But goodbye, and thank you for joining and listening along. Oh, I'm so weird.